Hi guys, back again. Welcome. Um, Today I just wanted to raise a question, right, for everybody that I think is um, important and powerful, right? And the question is, what is your story? What is your story? What is the story of your life, right? And it's interesting when you ask people what your story is and what's the story of your particular life. Um, what are you going to focus on with your life? Your wounds, right? The joys and the beauties and the blessings, or the wounds and the hurts and the traumas, right? A lot of times we take the gifts and the blessings, which are all there for every single one of us. And because a lot of times, a lot of blessings come so freely, um, easily, effortlessly, we didn't even have to do anything, right? To just be and have the gifts that we have. So then it's kind of like a shock. Like, how did I get so blessed, right? Because I am really, truly blessed. If you see it, right? And that's the challenge. When it's free and it's just happens, probably don't see it, right? Or recognize it. Maybe you do. And that's lucky you, right? But I believe that a lot of times things happen on our journey, struggles and hardships and wounding, to evolve us and develop us, and also to highlight the blessings and the gifts that are inherent, because we only recognize them when there's a contrast, right? Like when something hurts, we know it hurts because it never hurt before. And like say physically as an example, it hurts. It never hurt before and it hurts now. Well, guess what? All the times it didn't hurt were a blessing, right? We were healthy. Like as an example, I broke my leg, and I was like, oh my God, like everything I had to do, I was like, yikes, trying to walk with crutches. And when I healed from that, thank you, God, our universe, angels, higher power, when I healed, I was like, wow, because I recognized how difficult everything was when I couldn't just get up freely, walk openly and freely, take a shower. All that became a bigger issue, right? And obviously people deal with bigger issues. I'm just using that because it's a personal experience that I had. But then I appreciate being able to walk. Totally appreciate it. Totally changed. It was there. I was always able to walk, and I didn't even really recognize it, right? I just walked like most of us do. So it really gives a contrast when you have something and you're so blessed with all these things, and it's when you don't have it and you lose it, and temporarily or permanent, whatever, that you really appreciate what you had. So the point I'm making is that sometimes things happen for us to notice the contrast and notice the difference, right? And I think that we easily can focus on what is wrong, right, than what is right, because in truth, like the whole journey and the whole story, there's so much that's really, really right and really, really beautiful and really, really blessed. And then there might be some things that we would prefer, to be different, or experiences or whatever. So the question is, what are your wounds? And if you were to tell your story, what are the wounds that you've experienced? And the bigger question is, like, what do you make your wounds mean? What do they mean, right? What do they mean about you and your life? Because we make meaning ourselves out of things, right? Something happens and we make it mean something. Other people don't see it and don't know, that we've had an experience, and then we make it mean something about us, right? It's hidden. It's just only you know what you make something mean, unless obviously you verbalize it to others. But it's really important to recognize, if you've been wounded, What are you making the wound mean about you and your life? Does it mean that you're good or you're bad, or you're worthy or you're not worthy, that you're lovable, not lovable, flawed, right? Less than. Does it mean you're less than? Does it mean you're invisible? That's a big one too. That you're not deserving. The reason I think invisible's really, stands out to me is because a lot of times if we've been wounded in some way, and whatever the wound is, if we're not validated externally about our wound from others, we can interpret that to mean, well, I was wounded. You would think everyone could see that I was wounded, but if no one acknowledges it, right, that's that validation that I spoke in the last one, we can feel invisible, right? Like that our pain and our suffering is just, means that I'm not worthy, right? And since no one acknowledged it, I'm invisible, and my pain is invisible. And I really just want to share with you that these are very, very big issues, I think, and they're hidden most of the time. And they really do need to be healed, not outside of yourself. And I know I just said feeling invisible. You're looking outside of yourself for validation, but it's a process, right? It's an evolution. But when we can get to the place that we don't need others outside of ourselves to validate us, when we let go of it, there's a level of, what's the word, maybe detachment a little bit, right? Where we let go of needing others to affirm us, right? And need others to acknowledge us, and need others to give us what believing we don't have it within ourselves, looking outside of ourselves for others to give it to us. I think that's just huge. It's really huge. And when you evolve and you heal and you grow in your balance and your emotional balance, and it's not an easy journey. I mean, there's a lot of purging, if you will, and working with the emotions that go with things that have happened or are happening. But when we can get to that place where we don't need others to say, I see you. If they do, great, right? But I don't need them to see me for me to know that I can work on this. And this means something for me and for my life and for my experience. What am I going to make it mean, right? We have a choice. We have a choice of what we're going to make things that happen mean. And that's huge too. That's really huge. What does it mean? Does it mean something about me? Does it mean I'm less valuable than the person next to me, or I'm less, that whole thing, it happens all the time, and you don't hear too much about it, right? It's like that, what's going on inside and what I've experienced. Even people that are really close to you might not even know, right? The closest people to you might not know. But that's the important thing. And when you know and you work on your growth and work on your emotional centeredness and balance, and you work on your thoughts and your mindset and how you look at yourself and how you look at life and how you affirm yourself and how you affirm your life, big things, big change happens. And you're just that much farther down your soul's journey where you're free. There's a freeness to that, right? And people feel the freeness around you, I believe, because you're not looking to them. Am I okay? Am I not okay? Is this good? Is this bad? If I did that, was that, like looking outside, and then others feeling like they have to assist you in some way in feeling worthy or valuable. It's always within. It's always, the value and worth is within and above. And that connection is so powerful. It's beautiful. And to share it with others and to recognize it is so big. It really is. It's really big. So anyway, I'm kind of rattling on a little bit. I just wanted to share that because I think it's really important. And if you want to drop a comment in the below and just let me know, what your thoughts are on this subject. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are and what you believe about yourself and what's happened with you, and whether you've transcended it or alchemized it, or into your life and healed. That's the main thing, is heal, because healing happens. Healing is available to all of us, and we can create our own healing and not depend on others for that. So I'll leave it there, and I wish you all peace and love on your healing journey. Thank you. Bye.